How's it going, y'all? Just wanted to make a video about why me, a teenager, a 17-year-old, bought a grandpa car. The reason I bought it, how much I paid for it, etc., etc. Shit wrong with it. So ultimately, what came into my factors of buying this, I had maybe a $1,000, $2,000 budget. And by budget, I mean money I had saved up from working, blah, blah. And really, I was looking for like a 95 04 Mustang GT in not so great condition that I could fix up, do everything myself, and you know, just work on and learn from, because I actually enjoy working on cars. You know, it's actually quite fun to me. I mean, I guess I say that now as I'm a teenager, but I don't know. But really, what came into it, I wanted a 95 04 Mustang GT with the 5-speed manual. You know, something that I could build on, make kind of fast, put some go fast parts on it, I guess, and, you know, learn how to work on cars. But I couldn't find one for a decent enough price. And then this came along. This is actually my second one of these cars. 17, I've already had 3 vehicles. I had a 04 Ram 4x4 single cab with that Magnum V8 in it before this. It was a fun truck, but it had a lot of problems. The reason I bought this car was really the price. I found this car and I paid $1,000 for this car. It's not in the best condition, but for $1,000, what I got, man, I can't even explain. I can't even explain how happy I was. So I bought this car from, I'd say, I don't want to assume, but maybe some crackheads in Houston. But yeah, I mean, the only reason I bought it was for the engine, and because really I was looking for a Mustang, something I could have fun in. But I couldn't find any decent ones. But I came across this thing. But really, for the price I got it for, I mean, paying $1,000 for any car is just crazy. But for the engine that's in this car, I mean, today's standards, it ain't much. But man, this thing will get up and go. This right here is why I bought this car. Most people like to say, you know, most Lincoln Mark 8 owners like to say, oh yeah, I've got a Mustang Cobra engine in my Mark 8. And I mean, I guess you're right, but at the same time, this is a Mark 8 engine. I mean, they were in the Mark 8s first in 1993, and this engine wasn't put into the Mustang Cobras until 95. So take that how you will, but that's just the facts. But I guess I see where they're coming from. It does sound cool to say my Lincoln has a Mustang Cobra engine. But yeah, when I bought this car, apparently all it needed was a battery and it needed tires. I got the battery and I got the tires. Well, come to find out, it needed spark plugs, needed a rebuilt alternator. I had to put a new IAC valve on there, oil change, oil filter, air filter, I guess normal old car stuff. Tune up. And this was like caked in some, I don't even know what you would call it, but I took a grinder to it and sanded it all down. It used to look like that. I made it look all pretty. The heat does not work in this car. However, the air conditioning is amazing. The air conditioning is amazing. Ultimately, for $1,000, got a Mustang Cobra engine, and also my favorite part about the whole thing, for how old it is, in 1998, only 107,000 miles, and I'm the second owner. Honestly, this is probably the coolest fucking car I've ever been in. And my brother's got a 6-speed RT Challenger. Honestly, you can have your Mustangs, your Camaros, and yeah, that's cool, but the amount of shit in this car, features that don't work anymore, it's just cool as hell. So when you open the door, yes, the keypad does work. You open the door, the seat's supposed to move back, steering wheel's supposed to suck into the dash, kind of. But considering how old it is, and my other Lincoln Mark 8 had the same exact problem, the seat doesn't move forward or backwards. It's also missing the entire control panel. But the seat's supposed to move all the way back. You get in, you shut the door, and everything goes to your saved settings, which this car has memory settings, whatever you call it. But another cool thing, you put the key in the ignition, you turn it. This is just cool. I thought that was pretty crazy. The whole thing comes out and moves, and when you take the key out, shut the hell up. I just thought that was the coolest thing. This thing is cool. But yeah, I put this radio in because the touchscreen that came with the car that the crackheads sold me, oh my god, the touch wouldn't even work. The volume knob didn't even work, so it'd stay at the same exact sound. I guess that's what you get when you buy cars from crackheads in Houston. But I put this brand new radio in here. I paid people to put it in because I don't know shit about wiring. I mean, I did all the labor, all the spark plug changes and all the labor on this car myself, but the speakers in this car sound fucking amazing. And they're all factory 1998 Lincoln speakers, but they sound fucking good. Like, there's not a lot of bass, but it's clear as hell. For the time, it sounds damn good. Another couple things about this car is this whole computer system. I make about 18 miles per gallon driving around town, but on the highway I get about 25 to 30. Yeah, I know, right? The fucking V8, it's crazy. This car has the optional traction control. This is just cool. At nighttime, it's got a little button to turn off overdrive. It locks the transmission to 3 gears when you're racing and shit. Turns off overdrive. Like, this is just cool. All this cool 90s technology. This shit just looks cool. Express window, auto locks. So why would a teenager buy this car? Really? It's all I could afford, and it's the closest I could get to finding a Mustang, which this car has the Mustang Cobra 8.8 rear end. The engine. This rear end is a limited slip, unfortunately, one wheel peel, but hell, I mean, what do you want? It's a Lincoln, come on now. For what this is, this car is decently quick. When I say that, the fastest car I beat was a 07 Mustang GT that was bone stock. This car is bone stock also, but that was probably the fastest car I ever beat, and I beat him by about a bumper. But that was in Mexico, so I don't have to worry about all that. These are honestly the most comfortable seats I think I've ever sat in any car in my entire life. Like, honestly, when you sit into these seats, you sink, and it's like sitting on a recliner. It's so fucking comfortable. You can tell they designed this car for old people. Another thing that I like, oh shit. Another thing I like about this car is the whole entire dash faces you like a cockpit. You know how like Toyota Supras are and shit like that? Yeah, it faces you. It's cool. The whole car is like wrapped around the driver. It's insane. At nighttime when all the lights are on in the interior and all the lights and shit, it looks like you're in a spaceship. I mean, this really is probably the coolest car I've ever been in. Also, another thing, when I bought this car, it had a broken driver's side door handle. And I had to completely rebuild this entire door handle. Take all of this out, do the wiring. Had to take this off, which was, it was relatively easily, because you just pull a screw out from here, and then you just pick the door off, right off, and you can see everything. But the screws and this bar that comes down the door, oh my God, it was a pain in the ass. And this door handle is from a Gen 1 Mark 8. Because I don't know why I bought this car. The guy had the spare door handle as parts when I bought it because this was broken. I don't know where the other door handle's at, but this is a Gen 1 door handle, and you can tell by grabbing it because this door handle, it's also a different color because I had to repaint it. And I got it as close as possible. You can't really see it unless you get up close. But it probably took me an entire day to fix this door handle so I could open and close my driver door. I mean, this car does have its flaws. I mean, the paint is pretty bad. And you can't buy just the chrome trim that goes around this. No, you got to replace the whole fucking thing because nobody sells. That's another thing. Parts are almost impossible to find for this car. Mine's not an LSC, mine's just a base model. Oh shit, it's a wasp. Oh hell no. Get the hell up out of there. Get the hell up out. Oh! Oh, oh! Oh my God! Come here, motherfucker. I'm finna spray your ass with this WD-40. Where'd you go? Oh! Oh! He's chasing me. Come here. Get the hell away from my Lincoln. Oh! 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 Yeah, you bitch, I see you up there. Go fuck with somebody else. Alright, now that I got that taken care of, this car used to have an airbag suspension, but oh, my tire's pretty damn bald on this side. They used to have a four-wheel airbag suspension, but those are so damn crappy and they'll break all the time. I did a spring to conversion kit myself, so I got springs all the way around. But just looking at this thing, driving down the road, you wouldn't suspect what the hell is under the hood or anything. I mean, cocky fucking brand new Toyota or Honda Civic drivers, oh my God. I don't know what it is about these Honda Civic drivers always wanting to race me. I beat every single one except for one. Buddy has a tuned fucking, I don't know what else he has to it, but it's pretty damn quick. But these stock Civics, oh my God, they can't even hang with me. I also had to change the tensioner pulley, you know, the whole 9 yards, the whole system, the belt. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get the belt on because there is absolutely no room right here. I don't know who designed this and said, okay, let's put this thing right here. So when you go to put the belt down under here, there's no room, absolutely no room. It's almost impossible. And I tore 2 belts just trying to get it on. It's seriously a pain in the fucking ass. Another thing I found out after buying this car is it had a power steering fluid leak, which if you don't know anything about these cars, power steering is vital to this car because it has a feature where if you're in a parking lot, the steering is super easy. It's like the lightest thing in the world. It has a speed sensing steering. For the 90s technology, that sounds crazy. So basically what it is when I'm on the highway, I get up to about highway speeds, which the airbag suspension is supposed to come into play, but since I don't have that anymore, when you get up to highway speeds, the car lowers to get more aerodynamic. That's if you had the airbags, and the steering gets super tight. I've noticed when I did 135, which is the governor, the steering gets super tight when you get up to those speeds. But when you're in a parking lot trying to park somewhere, the steering is like smooth like butter. And if this thing's low on power steering fluid, the whole thing goes out of whack and it makes the system not know what the hell to do. and it's just a whole fucking mess. Like, it'll be hard as shit to steer, and then on the highway it'll be super loose, so I gotta constantly watch the power steering because it's just a mess. Everything on this car is electronic. Everything. When something goes wrong, everything goes wrong. But this car has actually been fairly reliable to me, but when something does go wrong, everything goes wrong. Like when the spark plugs went out, or before I changed the spark plugs, it was messing with like the electronics in the inside. The air conditioning wouldn't even turn on. I don't know if it was something that I did, but when I changed the spark plugs, the air conditioner started working. I don't know how to explain it, but it just did. Okay, don't ask me. Also, you know, it would stall when I would come to a stop, and then I couldn't figure out what it was. Changed oil, changed spark plug, changed oil filter, but then it ended up just being this little bitty IAC valve right here, which was fairly easy to put on, but the old gasket I had to take off, that took me about 2-3 hours just to fucking peel off with a razor blade. But yeah, this is why I bought this car right here. Just this beautiful, oh, it looks so, ever since I sanded this, it just looks so good. No, it's not the fastest thing in the planet, but for what it is, an old 90s Lincoln, this thing will get up and go. Really, what's holding this car back is the transmission and the gears. And the gears are probably why I make 30 miles per gallon, but it's got 308s in the rear with a 4-speed. So you can only imagine how long the gears are. First gear doesn't end till about 55 miles per hour. It's fucking ridiculous. But when I'm racing, you can definitely tell this thing is just begging for a set of 373s or 410s. Some gears would really wake this car up, but if you're looking for just a cheap, fast, semi-reliable car, I honestly look for one of these, even though they're rare and kind of hard to find. But if you can get past the faulty airbag system and all the electronic bullshit, this really is an amazing fucking car. It's comfortable, makes good gas mileage, and it's damn fast. I mean, what else could you ask for other than it's not the best looking car out there on the planet? But the look, honestly, I didn't like it at first. Even I bought my first Mark 8, I never liked it. It was a 93. It only had 60-something thousand miles on it, and I only paid $700 for that one. But for what you're getting, for what you'll pay for one of these cars, it's just, you can't find it in anything else. You'll beat a 2-valve, you'll beat a stock 3-valve Mustang, and an old Lincoln. And then the people will pull up next to you and ask you, hey, what the hell is that thing? But anybody with any tuned or modern 5.0 or the new 6.2 Camaros, they'll smoke you. But as far as the Mustangs of the time, you'll smoke them. And without a doubt, I've done it multiple times. I don't know if dumbasses didn't know how to drive, but I would pull on them and there was no questions asked. You can find these cars from $1,000 to $15,000. It depends on the condition. Is it an LSC, a special edition? Why am I still holding this? And really, I mean, if you're looking for performance, get an LSC, because the LSC comes with a stiffer suspension, the 327 gears. If you're just looking for a cheap, fun car, I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with just the base model, but it'll get you where you need to go. It'll get you there with good ass gas mileage, and that's probably why I bought this car. It's really not a looker, but that look grew on me. I painted this grill black because oh shit, a voice crack. I painted my grill black and these black because the chrome was peeling and it looked like shit. I didn't really like how it looked, but when I painted it black, it really changed the whole look. It looked so good. Beep, beep. back seats look like they were never even sat in. When I went and bought this car, it was sitting in a field. I suspect that's probably why the paint was so damn bad, because it sat out in the field for such a long time. I also have the original sticker for this thing. Brand spanking new. This car was $38,000. Oh, he's back. Oh, hell no, the Wasp is back. Oh, Jesus, that thing will not go away. Anyway, original price of this car, $38,290. The only options this guy picked on this car, got was traction control, a front license plate bracket, the programmable garage door opener that's built into the headliner. Headliner's actually in pretty damn good condition. This is probably the only fault of it on this thing. He also got the optional cast aluminum directional wheels. Directional? Oh shit, I might have mine on wrong. Yeah, they definitely look like they're not on correctly. And a trunk mounted CD changer was a $670 option. Are you kidding me? This person must have really liked their music. They got the JBL 8 speaker or